Welcome back, ladies and gents, and we still have another map coming up for you, quite possibly two more, if maybe just DTQ turn up with something phenomenal. However, I worry which side they're playing on. Do you actually know if they're playing attack or defense here on Cliff?
Let me have a look. They will attack first. They will attack first.
Ouch.
No, sir. No, they will defend. They will defend for sure.
Okay, so this might be a longer game then. Maybe. Because it's 3-1 currently to WUSA. Is this going to go any better for them?
Well, they picked defense, so I think they have some tactics over here. I'm really curiously how they can perform on this map. You have to really know your way with the light tanks, because this is a map that where you can play only with light tanks, have a very mobile and fast tank lineup. So I'm expecting DTQ to pick a lot of lights, and also WUSA will pick for sure a lot of lights. And looking now at the picks, WUSA will play with a T49, and that's good because I want to see the T49 more in action due to his derp gun. I love that. You can deal a lot of damage in very short amount of time if you manage to focus your aim. That's the biggest problem with the T49 with the derp gun. But rather than that, and also the big reload time for the T49, which is of course boring because you have to wait a lot of time when you see it again in action. It's almost like a 5100, but not with a 40 seconds reload, but with a 16 seconds reload. So 16 seconds, you're out of the battle. If the opponent has a mobile tank lineup, then
it's pretty hard. Well, we'll have to wait and see if that comes into effect. These two teams are getting themselves ready. Hopefully we'll get this one started nice and quickly. But get, once again, your predictions through to us utilising Facebook and Twitter. Also, on Twitter, use that hashtag WGLEU. And do you think this is going to be over quicker, or do you think this might go a little longer now?
I really want to see how DTQ perform on the defense. I hope that they can play a lot better than they did on Himmelsdorf. The last round that they took should be a boost of their morale. They should feel more confident right now. WUSA is beatable, so they just have to concentrate. This is the only thing that they have to do, is just to concentrate and really look at that minimap, see where their opponents are going, and find the right solutions in the right moments. Basically, this is the key to success. Sounds so easy, but very hard to do.
Yeah, it certainly is, and considering we've seen that they lack a little bit of the communication sometimes, or the execution, certainly the coordination when it comes down to their plays and their pushes to make sure they actually get it right. The initial strategies aren't too bad, it seems. They seem to have the right idea, but then finishing them off might be a problem if they don't get it right. But I think the teams are finally ready. Thank you, guys. We can start looking at Cliff, and haven't seen much of Cliff, really. We've only seen it once before, so maybe we're going to see something new on this. It looks very similar tank lineup-wise, though. So should it play out the same as we saw last time?
No, both teams have two T41. Both teams have T49 each. This is amazing. This is really surprising. I'm really eager to see how they will perform with this T49. The tactic should be changed, to be honest, because you have to provide enough cover for the T49 to reload the second time. After you shoot once, normally your opponent is pushing your side. Yeah. So this is what both teams need to do right now.
So on the attacking side, it will be WUSA, and on the defending side, it will be Deep Tranquility. And let's see how this one goes down.
Yeah, WUSA is going for the middle push. They're going for the hill, but look at Deep Tranquility. I'm going for the T49 right now. Trying to find... Yeah, of course, FKK Schnitzel is with the T49, receiving already a lot of shells over here. He needs to concentrate his fire. He's aiming at serious threat. That's not the best solution. Whoa, what a shot over there. The other T49 is Mr. Chef.
Well, Schnitzel backs away. He's made one shot, didn't connect it. As you said, this gun and this tank, it needs to be in the battle the entire way through. We're seeing fire coming in from both sides, and DTQ taking a little low now on HP, but as is WUSA. Siege from the backside, nice shot comes in and takes him down. So already a small advantage going to DTQ.
Yeah, well, WUSA just missed too many shells and DTQ connected a lot more. So seems like this fast tank lineup is actually making them feel a lot better. And Al over there managed to get one more kill. The one gets picked up right now. Whoa, what a shell! I really wanna see if AKK Schnitzel managed to connect some shells. Come on, computer. Because
None.
nope, not yet. Let's see. He's oh, Mr. Chef managed to connect one shell. Oh, what a shell over there! What? That was amazing. That's why I'm saying that the T49 is an amazing tank if you manage to connect the shells.
Well, putting Mr. Chef in it is quite impressive. Considering he's a team captain, it'd be surprising to see him in such an important tank, but still it's paying off. As you said, you need someone good in there who's going to land these shots, and Mr. Chef certainly is. He's now got a nice couple of targets, doesn't take the shot, his teammate did it instead, and might be saving it for someone a little bit higher on the HP pool because, well, now they're all pretty low. Plo, Niels Pizzoni and Stefan, the last two standing. This could be over very quickly. Nicely played from DTQ.
Very nicely played from DTQ. They surprised us. They surprised us because their defensive play on Cliff is actually very aggressive.
Yeah, and it worked
which
very well.
Surprised WUSA. They didn't expect so much such an aggressive play from DTQ, and it actually paid off for them.
Certainly did. So they picked that up quite cleanly. They barely lost any tanks as well, which is quite impressive. There was really no counterplay. And how much can you chalk that up to Schnitzel not actually landing a shot at all there? Was that a real issue, or was there more problems as well?
Yes, it was an issue because it was a fight between the two T49s, and Mr. Chef managed to connect 3 shells, and in the meantime, Schnitzel didn't manage to connect any. So basically that tank was useless. Was not in the battle at all. Was just there to receive shells, and we also how fast he went down.
Well, certainly issues there for WUSA. Surprising though, considering they were sitting at 3 maps up. Well, 2 maps up and then tied up on the last one. But now it's 2-3. It's game back on pretty much, and it could be going a lot further than I initially thought. We might be seeing a lot more of these two going head to head. And DTQ, I don't know if it was just a good half for them or maybe a bit of an error from WUSA. But is this them playing better or just maybe individually doing their job better?
They are definitely playing better on Cliff. Seems like they like this map. They are feeling confident on it. And their gameplay is improving at this point. I'm really interested to see how they will perform on the deck side. Because at this point, WUSA needs to win one round on the defense in order to win the match. And of course, if they win this attack, because it's 3-2 still. So, looking now how the game is going, when with DTQ winning 2 rounds in a row already, one on Himosov and one on Cliff, I think they are now have enough motivation to go for the 3rd round.
Well, let's find out. Hopefully the teams will get themselves sorted out here and ready for the second half. I don't know how much they could be considering it's gone quite quickly in that one, but still they like to take their time, discuss things through and make sure everything is ready and prepared coming into this game. And do you think we'll just see maybe a slightly more... I don't know, it's like WUSA didn't play that badly in that game. They just didn't do much. It was, excuse me, DTQ making all the plays there. Is that down to just WUSA expecting maybe a more passive side coming out from DTQ? Or?
Yeah, that's what they expected for sure. They expected a passive plays, mostly the same like Virtus Pro did. With GG well played in the previous map Cliff that we've seen today. They expected almost the same play from DTQ, but no, DTQ said, okay, we need to do something. We have two rounds difference, and they actually connected more shells than WUSA did, and that did a lot of changes to the game and to the economy of the game, because we've watched a comparison between the two T49s, and we've seen how many shells did Schnitzel connect and how many Chef, and even only from the T-49s we could have seen that the battle was better played by DTQ.
Certainly was. So hopefully now, with only 17 seconds until we get underway, we'll be finding out if this is going to get a little bit closer, or if maybe WUSA can break ahead again, because DTQ are getting back on par. They're 2-3 currently. Maybe they can keep this one going, and arguably they have pretty much an even, if not slightly more favourable side going into defence after this. So if they pick up 2 attacking sides, that'd be quite cool. So take us into this one. What are we seeing so far?
Probably WUSA will change some stuff right now, yes, and they are indeed going for. They are preferring to go on the 1-2 line right now. They are expecting DTQ to do the same, and they're actually doing the same tactic as before because it worked very well. They will try to push 2 tanks in D4, D5 over here. They'll try to put some tanks, and they'll be surprised because we already see a lot of tanks from WUSA over there, and looks like DTQ is going into a trap.
Well, they seem slightly aware because they are backing away. They're adjusting well. Stefan this time holding off, not making any shots yet. WUSA has taken 2, though. A good bit of reply fire, but I'm not sure who's really in the better spot here now.
Definitely now DTQ is controlling the map. They have the advantage, even though WUSA can come from behind. They have Mal over there that is used to spot the enemy tanks. Without killing that spotter, WUSA is has some very big problems. They already have 1 tank down, and DTQ will gather enough informations to push one side or to retreat, because at this point they don't need to attack.
Okay, so keep that in mind. And this is battle number 6. No clear-cut winner just yet. This still could go to the deciding map if DTQ pick this one up. Siege making his way back around to the rest of his team. A lot of tanks there, so just out of safety purposes, you want to make sure you're at least with the others so he can't be picked off too easy. And they are down a tank already, so certainly needing to get there.
So now what WUSA is trying, or should try, is to go for the A3 cap.
Yep. Well, they're looking like they're going the right way at least.
Yeah. I think they heard me.
Yeah, maybe they're listening just in real time somehow, even though that is kind of impossible, but they might just know what you're thinking. It's certainly the right choice to be making. They're utilizing the cover and getting up there. And what's the response from DTQ they need to make?
They need to conquer very fast the middle of the map and put some tanks at defense. And now the M41 Bulldog Al over there is spotted. He has a very important role over there. He needs to spot the cap zone so that the enemy tanks are spotted and they can be easily sniped from up the hill. Siege is now trying to spot the enemy, so his teammates can shoot freely towards them. But seems like it's more difficult than expected because they are all waiting for that.
Yeah, this one's going to be a long one. Both teams playing out for the longer game. Hurry. Oh, Hanyu. Sitting up there waiting out. Siege as well. Adjusting, still trying to look for that spot. And it looks like the rest of WUSA are starting to move across. And they could maybe catch out Alk if he's not careful here.
Well, it will be a mistake to go for Al because, as we can see, DTQ has a lot of tanks on the middle of the map. They are controlling the map right now, and wherever WUSA will try to peek, they will surely get punished for it. So now what WUSA can try is just make a fake try on this side and go again for the middle of the map. Or yeah, that's basically the only solution they have at this point. DTQ is staying very good, have very good positions right now. It will be very hard for WUSA to do this. They have 1 tank in minus, so I don't see them winning this round.
It's going to be very difficult for them. They'll have to pull out something very impressive. Otherwise, this will be at 3-3, and it will be very close now between these two. They'll switch sides and carry on. Mr. Chef on top of that hill. 1 shot made, 1 shot missed. Not as good as his track record before, but he certainly has time to still do a lot of damage. Whereas Schnitzel, not in the same tank this time.
He switched the tank. That's a very good decision. They tried their luck with it, and then just throw it away.
Yeah. Didn't work out the first time. You don't want to waste your time too much on it. Just obviously wipe it clean. You can hear the shots coming in though. Stefan heading through on towards the east side as Sish and Co will make their way into position. Illusionist and Nicholas Black laying down fire, but little connecting. DTQ maybe not landing as much as they'd like to, as WUSA are trying to make their way around, but still, WUSA are on the attacking side here, and they really need to make a move pretty soon.
Yeah, well, they had two options, going on the middle of the map and trying to connect some shells before pushing in one side, but the time is short. As we know, there are only 7 minutes, so they had to do something, and it seemed like they wanted to sacrifice some HP into getting in some very good positions right now, and they're actually going to push the free tanks over here from DTQ. They are 6 versus 3, and Illusionist, what a shot over there! What a shot over there from Mr. Chef.
Yeah, Siege goes down straight away. Henry does follow as well, and maybe this is a back and forth here, but as you said, Mr. Chef landing the one makes it a lot more interesting. But WUSA's execution has been substantially better than DTQ's answer, as now DTQ are down 3 players, whereas only 1, now 2 if you include Siege, was lost in that push. But with only 1 minute and 18 seconds left, WUSA needs to turn this push into a win. And with DTQ so spread out, it's going to make it hard to find all of them with only 1 minute left. The cap might still be an option.
At this point, having tanks up there for Deep Tranquility, it still seems like a very good round for them. They might still win it. Mal did a very good job picking another tank over here. He's very low HP, and still Niperzoni is on reload, and he will not be able to get him, but Serious Fred managed to kill him, and now Al just left his position. They're going up for a serious threat on the hill. Still, look at his damage. He did a lot, and even though he's on reload, he can still play with Stefan. They only need to buy some more time. This is what's happening right now. WUSA needs to kill all tanks, and Stefan is very low HP. He could ram him, and still Stefan has... Wow.
That's unbelievable stuff. Serious threat, buying enough time, taking down one of the opposition, and pretty much putting Plo out of the game. He can't land this final shot. Alec is out of there. There's no way he's going to find him in that time. 3 seconds left. And DTQ bringing it back to 3-3 here, picking up the win on the defending side. And that is absolutely brilliantly done. Clearly, Cliff is a better map for them, and Mr. Chef playing very well.
Very well. He connected a lot of shells. A lot of shells with the T49, which we all know that's very difficult.
Yep.
If you guys have played the T49, you know how big the reload time is, how hard you can focus a target. So it's amazing play from him. I think he played a lot of battles with T49, so he feels very confident with it.
And, well, now he switched sides. So it's quite impressive to see pretty much that DTQ won the side they should have. WUSA really not showing us much in this, and now they go on to the other side. Can they replicate what DTQ just did, or was it just that player difference of, players like Mr. Chef playing so well, winning them those games? Because now WUSA have to pretty much try and work their way back into this, because DTQ can take this all the way.
Yeah, well, WUSA can actually lose this at this point. They lost 3 rounds in a row, but actually won 3 rounds in a row in the first map. It's pretty even right now. I didn't expect this from DTQ coming back so, let's say, so easily. Well, I don't think they will do the same tactic as DTQ, because clearly, as we all seen, DTQ practice a lot on getting that heal. They know the heal is very important. WUSA also knows the heal is very important. WUSA lost the heal in the previous round. So if they get the heal, which will be very hard, as DTQ still has a T49, then they will have a chance. They will have a chance to do something about it.
Well, they'll be switching sides now, so let's see how that one comes into effect. I don't know, I think it's all down to WUSA here. It's pretty much their game to lose. They had that 3-0 advantage going into that final part on Himmelsdorf before, and they let it drop, but you thought, no, it's the defensive side. DTQ should have won both of them, but still, as you said, DTQ coming out winning 3 times in a row now. That's very impressive stuff, and that might have thrown the voting off some way, to say the very least. So you guys at home might have me to reconsider where you put those votes before. Some of you backing WUSA massively at the start of this, and now thinking maybe there's something in there for DTQ. I'd certainly keep that in mind, as DTQ have picked up those 3 back-to-back but they did look very weak on the start of Himmelsdorf. But maybe they just take a little bit of time to warm up. Maybe they just need that little
Yeah,
couple of games to get
most
out of the
likely.
way.
Most likely because it's, I think it's the first time for them playing Cliff in the World Gaming League. For sure, actually, it
Yeah.
is the first time, and you don't know what to expect because with this new mode, with having 2 attacks and 2 defense, you don't really expect from a WGL team to use the same tactic twice. Because all the time, as a defender and also as an attacker, you want to surprise your opponent. WUSA changed their tactic on the attack. They went on another side, but DTQ didn't. So they actually gave away the hill
Yeah.
in favor to DTQ, and that cost them the round. They were actually close enough to get the win on the second round, but still losing the hill, as we all seen in the previous round, is not good for any team. So what you need to do on Cliff is to win the hill. Once you get up there, it's very hard for your opponents to do something about it.
Yeah, considering the defending side, you could argue, have a slightly easier way to get there. In a way, it can still be countered and still be met, but if you're an attacker, that's certainly something to keep in mind going forward, that if there's a tank up there and you don't have anyone challenging it or, doing their own sort of way up there, it's going to be super hard to not get decapped or stopped at those sort of points. So I want to see how this one plays out. The teams seem to be ready, so we will be jumping into map very soon. We'll see how this one goes, because 3-3 now. Who do you think mentally is in the better position? WUSA, who've not picked up a game in 3 goes, or DTQ, who now have to close out the series?
Yeah, well, DTQ should be very motivated right now.
Yeah.
They won a lot of rounds in a row. That's good for their motivation. They should be very confident right now. They really feel very relaxed on this map. What they should do, if WUSA take the hill, they should definitely push the tanks that are going under the hill. Normally you can't go with all your tanks on the hill, so that's the first reaction that you have. A very quick decision that you should have if the enemy doesn't put any tanks in a sniping position. And we already see WUSA taking a T69 and also a T49.
Okay, so maybe trying it out again. Who's actually playing the 49?
T49 is played by Schnitzel. Schnitzel versus Mr. Chef again, the duel. But it seems like DTQ just thrown away the hill domination. Serious threat. Oh, and now FKK Schnitzel did it.
Yeah, taking his time, but he finally got into it. And serious threat went down so quickly then. And Mr. Chef needs to find something back. But as you said, a little bit curious choice from DTQ to not take the hill initially. And actually only sending one tank there who got destroyed. Is that a mistake, do you think?
A very big mistake, because normally you need to expect your opponents to come for the hill. This is all the time on Cliff. There are battles for the hill all the time. Even in 742, we've seen all the teams going for the hill. So it's no more different than the O format. So losing the hill right now might not have been the best option for DTQ. I think they could have won the hill very easily, even though WUSA had some tanks positioned in sniping positions, such as the T69 driven by Vetline. At this point right now, it will be very hard for DTQ to recover.
It certainly will be. Let's see if they can somehow turn this one around. They are sending their 1390s up the 19505 in Illusionist, maybe to look for a pick somewhere, trying to find a way back in this map, or even just start the cap up maybe to try and force WUSA out of position, because so far the HP isn't hugely different. Bearing in mind, obviously, DTQ have lost a tank and WUSA haven't, so it's a spread of damage towards them. Vertilion taking a bit, Plunkett as well, with pretty much just that. So those two taking a little bit of fire early on, and Nia Pizzoni joining in on that. So if DTQ can maybe catch out, one of those 3 players, they might be able to find a way back into this. But still, with 4 minutes remaining, it's going to be very difficult for DTQ to find a way back in on the attacking side. Nia Pizzoni does take another, though.
Brilliant play by Zaitsev over there. He's in the best position to spot the T69, and now the RU is also spotted, but Dario is also a good spotter as well, so he managed to spot the 230 in 90. And
Did
now
indeed.
WUSA knows exactly where DTQ is, so they could commit to an attack in one way. I would go for this side where the T54 light tank is, but they are just keeping it safe. They don't have to do it, of course, but they could do it.
Yeah, they certainly could if they felt confident enough to. But we have seen WUSA occasionally with some problems on their execution, so maybe they just want to leave it down to DTQ to make the play, try and make the mistakes. And well, you can see those shots coming in. Pluck it there in the 251, dodging shells from Alk and Nicholas Black. Oh, nicely done there by Pluckett. He's just about staying alive. He's barely let a shot fly at the moment, but no, Nibazorni certainly taking some fire. Schnitzel takes one, doesn't land.
I like the damage number.
Yeah, and considering only 2 shots, we saw him making one just then that did miss, and the other one did kill a player. So certainly some big damage dealing rolls for that player there.
We've seen Nicholas with the T54. I think he likes this tank a lot. It's actually a very good tank, a very good light tank. It's one of the newest tanks that were introduced in the game with the previous patch. So it has a very good armor at the turret, so can receive a lot of things from other light tanks. But at this point we see DTQ again struggling with the decision. Where do we go? What should we do? And of course time is not in their favor right now.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 24 left on the board. There's not a lot of time to play with. As an attacker you need to be quite decisive and quite quick on making your mind up as to what you want to be doing. And at the moment they're really not doing that. As you said, they're struggling to make their mind up, but we are finally seeing a play come out from them. Nicholas Black in the T54, not sure why he'd choose that over something he's a little bit more accustomed to, but still, Stefan and Schnitzel showing their hand on top of the hill, but they shouldn't have too much of a problem to get up there and do some damage back. So 505 heading up. Not sure if there's anyone to really hit the cross towards him. Shells do come in, but nothing making a connection here.
Yeah, well, this was the best solution they could think of at this point, because that side was not very good cover by WUSA. And now look at Zaitsev, he's going up the hill, and FKK, Schnitzel and Stefan are waiting for him. Yep, he is spotted right now. The T49, Mr. Chef on the other side can easily kill Vetlion, and a lot of damage is being sent towards WUSA. Mr. Chef going YOLO for it, and yeah, hits Valiant, but now he has a very big reload time, and now DTQ has to react in some way, and yeah, there it goes.
Yeah, Honey does come in, does get a kill. That QQ finally goes down, and really good damage, as you mentioned, towards Vertilion earlier on, coming out from Mr. Chef, but he did go down for it. So we're going to have to see if DTQ can actually make this count. 505 challenge out Stefan and Schnitzel on top of the hill. Not sure it's the best idea, but it does keep them busy, hopefully while the rest of DTQ makes their move. 43 seconds left. WUSA just has to ride this out by time, and Schnitzel, if he lands one of these shells, it'd be a miracle. 7 shots, only 2 hits. It's not quite enough, I'd feel, overall, but still, at the moment, 3 left for DTQ. This has gone very badly.
Yes, it didn't end it as they wished, as they thought it will. It was a very good call to put Zaitsev over there, but they didn't coordinate. As I said before, it's a problem with their coordination. They didn't coordinate good enough, and there you go, Illusionist got picked up. A lot of damage given by Illusionist, 19 shells and 1.8k damage. A lot, but still not enough.
So do you think they're going to have... So basically, they play quite well on the defensive side because you don't have to coordinate as much as when you're attacking. And now they're on the attack. Is this where we might see the problems? Even though Mr. Chef did hit a lot of shots, he took Vertilion very low. If they're not coordinating to how to make use of that, is that where the problem's going to come in?
Yeah, for sure. As I said before, as an attacker, you need to coordinate your move. When you want to push one side, you really need to make sure that the other side is knowing that you want to push, because otherwise you will be surrounded by enemies. So this is the problem with DTQ at this point. They are all the time surrounded when they attack. They are not trying to put some problems towards their opponents like this. I have never seen WUSA being surrounded like this.
No.
In any of the rounds
Yeah,
that we've
that's a
seen
good
today.
point. Now, WUSA are on basically match point, 4 wins now in their bag, even though it was 3 on the first map, and now only picking up 1 in the second. Is this going to be them picking up the win here and DTQ losing out, or do you think maybe DTQ can still do something here on the attacking side?
Well, they need to change their tactic, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Going on the same way once again will not help them. Because what WUSA did, they took a lot of advantage. A lot of advantage because DTQ just gave away the hill.
Yes.
They put Schnitzel on the hill with a T49. Very good from them because Schnitzel managed to connect some shells over there.
Yep.
He sent, I think he stood alive a lot, so he managed to send a lot of shells. So that was very important, putting the T49 in a safe position.
So if DTQ want to win, they need to, 1, put a tank on that hill at least, or at least get some tanks up there to challenge. They sent serious threat there earlier on, but that's 1 tank against 3 or 4 that are going there for WUSA. So they need more tanks on that hill. Don't focus so much on the west side of the map because they didn't really get much out of it. They put tanks, the 3090s, up towards the north, getting them towards the cap, and then didn't do anything, and they came back. So,
it's pretty hard to cap on on this map. On this map, you really need to, as an attacker, you really need to destroy all your enemies.
Yes.
And that doesn't work out very good for DTQ. I really want them to go for the hill because if your opponent is going up on the hill, they will send at least 1 tank on the hill, probably 2 as we see in WUSA did.
Yeah.
So you could push the other tanks. You have a fast tank lineup. You can't receive so many shells if you do it correctly. So there are some houses over there near the hill where you can take some cover. So this can actually force the tanks from the hill to come down from there, and it's in your favor.
Well, let's see if they play in the smart way there. DTQ have the ability, and they have the tactical options to still win this one, or at least bring it back even. It's 4-3 at the moment. WUSA are on match point. They have the 4, so they picked up 3 in a row on the first map, Himmelsdorf, and lost the final one. And then DTQ went on that tear and took it all the way to 3-3. Now, with WUSA picking up the last turnaround, let's hope they can bring it up here.
Well, actually, this was not a very bad play by DTQ as we expected. We expected to see like one-sided match, as we've seen them performing versus Utopia. So they actually improved a little bit for this match.
They showed a little more.
Yeah, they practiced a map very good. Cliff, of course, is actually the best map they they played so far.
Yep.
So even though they lose today, if it happens, I'm not saying that
if it
will
does,
happen. The viewers can be happy that they improved, and we could actually see better matches from them in the near future.
Certainly up their game from the last time we witnessed them losing out to 5-0, I think it was, straight loss, which is quite rare considering there is side bias where, the defensive side will have a small advantage on occasion. Let's see if they can overcome that now as we are almost ready to get underway. And what could be the final battle here between these two? If WUSA pick this up, they win the game. If DTQ do, we go through to a deciding map. So we'll have to wait and see how that one goes down. But for now, the countdown is running. We are almost ready to get into the game. DTQ will be attacking and WUSA will be defending. This could be a hard game. What do you think we're going to see, though?
Well, I don't know what's happening with these teams. They're listening to my advice. They're going definitely for the hill. They are committing all 7 tanks to the hill, which is really good because, as I said before, this is what they need to do as attackers. If WUSA does the mistake right now and put some tanks on the hill, then it might be bad for them. And we see Sish in a very good position over there. He's going to do the initial spot. Definitely, and now Mr. Chef and Serious Fred will try to get the hill right now. And as we look at tanks, how they position the tanks, whoa, what a miss there from Mr. Chef. DTQ has really a very good chance, but they are missing too many shells.
They They certainly are, and the HP is getting very low now for these guys. Down to, well, 505 is very low. Mal's, I think, it also is very low. And there we go, 505 goes down. WUSA takes the advantage. And let's see if they can keep running with it. 5 minutes left, 1-for-1 exchange. Who's in the better position?
At this point, WUSA is in the better position. They seem they are not committing to the heal, which is a very good decision, because otherwise they would definitely could lose this. Even though they have one sniping tank, Nipizoni over there, which is getting a lot of shells. The action is very interesting. So you can't barely see individual tanks. You need to see from above in order to get a clean picture of what's happening right now. And seeing so many tanks from WUSA on reload, the Plunkett is almost reloaded. Also Quickie, Nipizoni almost got 4 shells again. DTQ should have taken advantage from at that point. All over there versus Siege is asking for help. The battle of the Bulldogs, serious threat over there, managed to survive a lot of shells.
Yeah, and Siege going around the back is quite important. It may have turned the attention away. So DTQ takes a little bit of a punishing in mid again. So their HP is getting drastically low as Siege now expects Serious Threat to push. So baiting out a little bit. Siege is low, Serious Threat a little bit more on HP, and Alk is on the right side. So Siege now in a 2v1. He can't do much. The rest of WUSA has to focus down the remainder and help him out here. Shells miss. Siege does go down. Serious Threat gets it, keeping DTQ back in this game now with the tank advantage. But still, HP very even in favor, if anything, to WUSA, even though they've lost down tanks. Vertilion still healthy, Schnitzel still healthy. That spells trouble for DTQ.
Yeah, well, now DTQ is in a very good position. They can use their Bulldogs to put them here and snipe the 39 over there. Quickie and Schnitzel can be focused. Right now.
Yep.
But looking at the HP, DTQ does not look too good.
No,
even if they have a tank advantage.
Well, they're splitting those Bulldogs off towards the west side. That could do some work. The T-54 on the east, and leaving a small collection within the middle of this map. So still trying to do some work. Illusionist does need to be careful though. Down to nothing HP-wise. He's a one-shot for pretty much everything on the plate for WUSA. They can do everything they want. But if Mr. Chef does some damage towards Schnitzel, or maybe Vertilion, either of those, he'll be in a good position. He can even the HP pool up quite easily. Schnitzel backing away though. Back in the T-49 as well.
Just look at the amount of damage the T-49.
It's huge.
That both players perform really good. Really good with the T-49, which is a very impossible tank to play in a 7-on-7.
Yeah, very difficult. Most of the time you get focused down quite a lot, but so far, nicely done. As you said, Schnitzel, 2 out of 3 shots here, 1.3k damage. That's, you know, game-changing stuff here. As Mal's my fanciest chances as well. Illusionist, Mr. Chef, all close by, waiting for their shot towards Schnitzel, but I'm waiting to see what DTQ can bring here. It's down to them to bring the game. WUSA are on the defending side. 2 minutes left. And a lot of time to work away at, but nice shot come through.
Nice shots from the M41 Bulldogs. But even at this point, having so much HP advantage, now look at Quickie and FKK Schnitzel. FKK Schnitzel and Quickie are sensing that it's their chance now to push, because they have 2 tanks. DTQ has 2 tanks over there in B3. They really need to take this. Oh, nice. What a shot there from FKK Schnitzel. My God.
Beautifully done, and giving them back into this game pretty much. QQ now can focus down towards Mr. Chef. You've got to be careful though, but still, nicely done by Mr. Chef on the move, but he still goes down, but got a little bit of damage done towards QQ. And now it's a 3v3.
Yeah, it's even. And FKK Schnitzel has 1 more shell.
Needs to
He's
make
already
this one
loaded,
count.
and Suzuka, I don't understand. Suzuka, I think it's called.
Yeah,
I don't understand what he tried over there, going all by himself again. Slight miscoordination right there with
Schnitzel eyeing up the shot, doesn't quite take it, but he's forcing them to back. As you said, people are terrified of that tank in these situations. Serious threat, backing away from this hill. Schnitzel reclaiming it, and with 1 minute and 17 left, that's not a lot of time to work with here.
Yeah, well, looking from above, let's see what can we expect. So Sika's trying to peak. They really need to do something. And at this point, WUSA has the advantage. Quickie is in the back right there. If something goes terribly wrong for them, then Quickie will surely survive. And what a sniping position now. 2 versus 2. Schnitzel connects one more shot. And now Serious Threat is the only one left alive. And seems like it's game over for Deep Tranquility.
Yeah, DTQ down to their final option. Serious Threat, as you said, last man alive. Not much to do here. Schnitzel will be off reload in maybe 5 seconds. And QQ still has 4 shells to make in this, a good chunk of HP. There's no point hiding, buddy. You're on the attacking side. You might as well make a go of this one. But I think he knows this one is done and dusted. 16 seconds. Schnitzel looking for the shot as well. Peering up the hill. He's got a spawn towards him. It's going to be a hard shot to hit in this tank, but might be down to the last shot. There it is. Nicely done by Schnitzel. 1.7k damage from that man, and WUSA pick up the match after a questionable start on that map. They finally sort everything out.
Yes, and amazing play from Schnitzel. Amazing play. I have to say,
Making up for those lost shots.
Yes, I'm surprised to see him playing so good, so good. That actually made a difference. Made a difference in this match. So many shots connecting, so many damage, so much damage given.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
Maybe an MVP
Blown
there.
away.
Keep that in mind. Obviously, you guys at home did have your predictions, but it was quite close, I think, overall. Not many people expected it to be that close, I think. I certainly didn't when it came into that second map. DTQ improving, but still have a little way to go, I think. Certainly a couple of things to learn there. Maybe look back through it and find some stuff out. But Melly, how did the people at home do here?
Well, as we know, they voted for Team WUSA from the very beginning, and the vote ended with a actually pretty clear 65% for Team WUSA. But the very one-sided match turned out to be very close eventually. And that's something people at home didn't take into account. So you were right with the end result at Team WUSA won, but most of the people predicted a much closer ending of this matchup. And as said, you guys at home were right again. We have to work a bit on the tweaking and the fine-tuning of your votes, but still, you got it right as usual, and the next vote will be up in a few minutes. Head over to facebook.com/WGLEU to get involved into the last vote of tonight, actually, where we're going to head into the last match of the night a bit later on. But as said, head over to facebook.com/WGLEU, like us, and get involved in the next voting to see the trend of the community. And of course, you guys at home have the chance to win bonus codes by predicting the exact scoreline of this matchup right, and by actually getting lucky to get chosen as one of the 5 winners. And also head over to Twitter, twitter.com/WGLEU. It's always WGLEU almost on every social media platform out there, if it's YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or Twitter. Just add /WGLEU and you will get forwarded to the very right side. And follow us, join our networks, become our friends, and stay updated about everything that happens in the WGLEU network and universe. If it's news or articles about teams or about certain matchups, or if it's the old VODs and new VODs from last season, from this season, because as you guys know, we changed the format. So if you want to see how we used to play in the former seasons, head over to youtube.com/WGLEU. Follow this channel to get a notification as soon as we upload new VODs or new videos, if it's recap videos or highlights or event stuff. Just join us to see everything that matters. And of course, tweet us by using the hashtag WGLEU to make sure that we can read your tweets. And also join us on Twitch chat, follow this channel to get a notification as soon as we're going live. And yes, the next vote will be up in a few minutes, so don't miss it. Head over to Facebook, and we will be back after a short break with the last match of the night. See you then.